Hey everyone, it's Sam from Reimagine by Sam. I'm just going to do a quick video on painting ceramic tiles. Just wanted to give it a test run and see how our chalk paint goes over ceramic tiles. So stick around and we'll do some experimenting. As some of you might have seen, I've recently painted some laminate cabinet doors with our Lignocolor chalk paint and our kitchen timber cupboards with the chalk paint, and I was so impressed with the finish. I have read that you can also paint ceramic tile, and I was curious as to see how that goes and how they would last. So I thought, let's give it a try and see how it goes. So I've got an old ceramic tile here. I've just cleaned it off with some sugar soap, dried it down, so it's ready to go, and I thought I'd record the process as I go. First time I'm doing this, so let's do it together. So I've got the Lignocolor 2-in-1 stain blocker and primer in transparent, and I'm going to do 2 coats, let it dry in between, and then paint it with some chalk paint. I'm super curious to see how this lasts. If this works, this is going to be a great money saver for us because we've got some free tiles that are all odd colors. If this works, then we can paint them whatever color we want and use up some odd tiles. So very, very curious to see the result. Alright, so I've done 1 coat of the stain blocker and primer. I'm going to let that dry thoroughly for 2 to 3 hours and then come back with a 2nd coat and then try some chalk paint. Okay, so my primer is fully dry. I'm going to go ahead and do another coat in the Lignocolor primer, and then I'm going to let this fully dry. And see how we go. Alright, so that's 2 coats of primer. I might leave it until later on this afternoon, so probably be about 4 or 5 hours in between this coat now to dry before the chalk paint, just because I've got a few things on today. And we'll come back and paint some chalk paint on there and seal it and see how we go. I'm not going to lie, I completely forgot about my tile. I got distracted with my laundry renovation, so I accidentally left it sitting out. It's got something on it, but that's okay. This is just for testing purposes, so we're going to continue on. So we've got 2 coats of primer on the tile, and I'm going to give it a coat of our chalk paint. So I'm just going to use, for example purposes, the Lignocolor in Moon Grey, because I've got a ton of it sitting around. I'm going to do a test on a tile with a brush. So I've got our round brush here. I'm thinking, being such a smooth surface and a ceramic tile, that you're going to see the brush strokes, but I'm learning with you, so let's give it a go, see how it comes up. Otherwise, I think I might also give it a try with our roller and see how that goes. So let's just have a look and see what happens. Might need, I reckon it's going to need 2 coats, and maybe I can give it a light sand and see how that comes up. I'm really, really curious to see what happens here. So let's just let that dry and see how we go. So that's 1 coat. I'm going to let that dry, come back and do another coat. Maybe give it a light sand if it needs to, or just seal it. We'll see what happens. All right, let's get a 2nd coat on. Let's see the coverage. and what the finish is going to be like. Wow, I'm pretty impressed with that actually. Not sure. Looks pretty good, guys. So that's 2 coats of the moon grey. I'm going to let it dry, and then I think I'm going to give it like a really fine sand. Let's see how it looks once it's fully dried. And then I'm going to seal it. I'm so keen to see how this goes. All right, I'll be back shortly. It's the second coat dry. Looks really good actually, but it's still a little bit streaky, so I think I might just do a quick third coat. Let's just see how we go. If I had have done that second coat a bit thicker, I think it would have been fine, but I'll do a really nice thick last coat. Let it dry. I think we're going to be good. So this is 3 coats. I probably could have just done 2, but the second coat was a bit thin, so I've done three coats. I'm really happy with that coverage. It's like a few brush strokes, so I'm thinking I'll give it a light sand just to see how it goes. It's a really, really light sand with a soft foam sanding pad. Let's see what happens. Okay, I think that's making it worse. Maybe a light sand wasn't the way to go. Sort of making the brush strokes stand out more. Let's see if I sand a bit more, what happens. Don't know if you can see that. Sort of made the brush strokes stand out a bit more. Feels really, really good though. Don't know whether to paint another coat of the chalk paint on it or just leave it like that and see what happens. Let's put some lacquer on it and see what happens. So I'm just using the Lignocolor Shabby Lacquer in matte. Always give your lacquer a really good stir so you don't have all of those chunks down the bottom. Otherwise you won't get all of those great bonding agents if you don't give it a good stir. So just give it a really, really good stir. Get all of those up off the bottom. So you've got a really even consistency with no lumps. Looks good. Right, just give that a really good wipe down. So I think we probably, if I had have left it and not given it a sand, makes sense. It's a really smooth, porous surface. It's okay. Let's just see how we go with the Shabby Lacquer, and I can always paint another coat of chalk paint on the top if this doesn't look any good. So let's just see how we go. I've got a bit of dust on there because I'm working on a dirty surface, but that's okay. If you have trouble working with your lacquer, a few quick tips is it likes a damp brush, so I always find it helps to just have the tips of the brush a little bit damp, not wet but just damp, and don't overwork it. So just go over it once, it'll self-level and come out beautifully. Don't keep going over it because then you'll get lots of brush strokes. I'm going to let that dry. Yeah, silly me. I got a bit of that dust back in the brush, so it's all over the tile now, but that's okay. This is just experimenting to see how the paint goes on the tile. So let's see how that lacquer dries, and if it looks horrible, I can always sand it off and do another coat of the chalk paint. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so this is my tile that's been primed with the Lignocolor translucent 2-in-1 primer. Then I did 2 coats of the chalk paint in Moon Grey, and I've done 1 coat of our Shabby Lacquer. I would do more coats of the lacquer if I was actually painting my tiles in my kitchen or bathroom or whatever, but I just wanted to test how it would sort of withstand cleaning and scrubbing, and how it would go. I'm not 100% happy with the finish as far as using a brush and seeing brush strokes on it, so I'm going to try it with a foam roller, but I just wanted to do a test. So I've got a brand new scourer here. I've just wet it. It's really quite abrasive, so I thought I would just do a scrub to clean it, and I just wanted to see if it scratches and give it a really good test, because like I said, this is my first time doing it, so I just wanted to experiment and share with you guys at the same time. So this has only had 1 coat of clear. We'd definitely do more coats of clear if I was using it in a wet area, but I just wanted to sort of give it a test. We just get a cloth to dry that off. Okay. Really impressed with that. Don't know if you can see on camera, but scratching that with my nail, it's not doing anything. The paint's certainly not scratching off. So that's very interesting. I think what I might do with another tile is grab another tile and prime it, and grab a stencil and use a foam roller or a roller to do a stenciled pattern on the tile, and give that a test as well. But I'm pretty happy with those results. So I'm really impressed with how the tile's holding up with the chalk paint and the clear over the top, but I just wanted to do a test rather than brushing. So I've just got another tile that I've primed with the Lignocolor 2-in-1 stain blocker and primer, and I've just got a foam roller here. I'm going to do half a foam roller, and I'm going to do half with our Bluetex roller, just to give you an idea of what finish might look better. So let's see what happens. I haven't tried this yet, so might have a better effect if you're just stenciling. But I just wanted to do a few different finishes, so gives you an idea of what's a good finish if you're going to try this at home. I think I might give it a go on my bathroom tiles and see how it goes. So that's half with the foam roller, which is looking pretty good. Let's see what the Bluetex roller looks like. I have a feeling this might be a bit too textured, but let's see. Yeah, so the nap roller is definitely too much texture, but the foam roller looks great. You see that? Yeah, you can see there the texture from the nap roller. It's definitely leaving that sort of orange peely effect, but the foam roller looks really good. So I think that might be a win, guys. Anyway, I hope that helps some of you that are interested in painting ceramic tiles. The ceramic tile that I finished and even though I wasn't happy with the brush strokes. I think it was from the sanding. If I didn't sand it, I think it would be a lot better. But as far as it, you know, scrubbing clean with water, trying to scratch test it, the paint's not scratching off. So I'm really impressed with that. If you give it a go and paint any of your tiles, I'd love to see. But thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel so you can see some more videos. I'll be doing some more stuff soon and posting some more videos. Thanks for watching, guys.